My name is Gaurav. I lead channels and alliances at Veeam Software, and I wanted to take an opportunity to thank Deepak Sahu as well, for organizing this event. And I love the theme which said, growth with alliances. I think alliances and the partner ecosystem is something which we rely on to reaching the vast landscape which we are here to address. So next 15 minutes, I would like to take you through a journey about, which started about 2 decades back from the very first line of code which was written in Brar in Switzerland to the platform which we represent today in Seattle. So there has been a transformative journey and also a glimpse about what has been our acquisitions over a period of time and as well as what platform today we represent. But before we do that, a little glimpse about what Veeam is all about in terms of numbers. Excuse me. Working. It's not working here. किधर करना उधर करना है. Okay, so little bit in terms of numbers. So we represent a $2.1 billion company in terms of ARR. That's our global revenues for till December 2025. We follow the academic year. We have our SaaS platform which is called Veeam Data Cloud in partnership with Microsoft, which has been growing at a pace of more than 184% year on year. We are the trusted company in Fortune 500. 80% of the companies today rely on Veeam Software in their backup strategy. One of the most versatile workloads which we speak about is Microsoft M365. One of the workloads which actually has crossed the inflection points of being consumed as a service. We protect more than about 25 million users in that particular space. And we have more than about 1.05 billion is the revenues which actually happen on more than 100K ARR of customers. So that was our global story. But if you look at in terms of India, we have been growing at a CAGR of more than 58% year on year. That has been our growth journey for past 5 years. We continue to have various customers across various segments, whether it is enterprise, whether it is government PSU vertical, or whether it is commercial business. We have about 55% of the business, which is a repeat business for us. We go back to the same customers and we sell different products, different workloads here in India and SAARC. A brief about how do we rank at a global stage. We are the #1 data protection company for 10 consecutive years. This is the results of from IDC for the H2 2025, and you can look at it. Veeam is the #1 global leader, far ahead than any other data protection company. Another very important. We represent an ecosystem which is far wide and spread, not just in India but at a global stage. We are not just integrated technically in terms of with large OEMs, whether it is HP, Cisco's, or AWS and Microsoft, but also on the GTM perspective. We work very closely with different GSIs, very closely with cloud managed, hyperscalers, as well as with various system integrators. So strong about more than 3,000 channel partners and more than about 100 CSP partners and MSP partners we collaborate with. So if you look at a journey of Veeam over a period of about 2 decades, we have been on a spree of making platforms more versatile. We have been on a spree of having addressed about more than 95% of all the workloads which are present today in the data center. We address all different 9 hypervisors, 10 hypervisors. We also address all the workloads, whether it is Oracle database or as late as hypervisor of HP VM Essentials, and for all these workloads have been addressed by us. We have been on a spree of acquiring different companies. We went on to acquire Kubernetes, which is called as Kasten Solutions, for our container workloads to be protected. And this has been the journey over past about 20 years, which we represent today. Sorry. As I said, if you look at the workloads of a particular data center, You know, it's almost a wide expansion, not just about cloud workloads, but whether it is physical workloads, virtual workloads, SaaS, any kind of unstructured data or any kind of containers. All these different workloads which you can find in any customer environment in a data center are protected by Veeam today. So that will give you a confidence about how vast our technology is and how deeply we represent you know, the protection in a particular data center space. You know, so as I said, you know, we represent a very vast country, budgets are moving, conversations are changing, but at the same time, what is really important is the speed and scale at which we address these opportunities. And that is when I said the ecosystem, the partnerships play a very vital role for us to reach out to every nook and corner to various different customer segments. And partner ecosystem and alliances have been a crucial pillars in our journey over a period of time. If you look at in terms of how conversations are changing, you know, we have more cloud adoptions, we have more ransomware threats, AI-enabled threats, we have more, you know, vast solutions in terms of containers. You know, we have more microservices which are getting developed from any new startups which come up on various hyperscaler platforms. And we see a drastic change over a period of time, the way customers, the CTOs, the CISOs expect our business outcomes to be, and how the continuity at the business development or the business outcomes is relevant for their organizations. And that is when we also look at how security market in India has been changing over a while. You know, it's one of the markets, it's one of the space which is growing at a CAGR of more than about 19%, and you know, it could be touching close to about 115 billion by 2030. This is a particular space which we are here to address, because along with it, many things are changing in terms of not just security, but also in terms of AI. If you look at every organization today are building, you know, businesses, applications which are AI supported, where they have various AI agents deployed, whether it is on Anthropic, Cloud, OpenAI, various other platforms. And all these things need to be protected in terms of data which is getting generated, the data which is getting feeded in the LLM models, because if data is not correct, probably the business outcomes would not be relevant. And this particular security plus you know, AI is an industry which is more than about 15.7 trillion. Every organization at global stage or in India represent this particular economy. It's the biggest, you know, one of the biggest disruptor which we are seeing today. If you look at in terms of a couple of years back, right, we had cloud adoption which was becoming one of the talk of the town. Today, it's more about AI and how AI adoption is being accepted by, you know, by customers, by their organizations, which deliver better results for their set of customers. As Veeam as an organization, we see there is a gap in terms of what precisely data is getting feeded, and also what, you know, what outcomes are getting delivered in terms of LLM. And that is precisely what we are here to address in something which is called as data command graph. You know, if you look at in terms of how data is getting extrapolated, you know, if today, in today's agentic AI, we have lot of data which is unstructured, you know, lot of unstructured data. Till the time of BI, it was mostly structured data. But today, with the augmentation of AI, we have a lot of unstructured data which is getting generated by various applications. We have various files, we have various data streams, we have various you know, regulations which are defining how the data should be governed, should be accepted, you know, by various organizations, by various you know, policies. You know, in India also we have DPDP Act, which is probably a law today, and we have various governance policies in place which all organizations need to adopt to. And this is precisely why this particular space of safe and secure AI, of data protection, becomes very, very critical for us. Veeam as an organization, we had 3 different eras in terms of how we augmented our solutions. You know, it was initially about just backup and restore. We were pioneers to ensure that customers, enterprises are able to restore in less than 2 minutes. They are backing up the data, restoring it. We were pioneers in the cyber resiliency space, where we got integrated with the top security solutions, whether it is CrowdStrike, Palo Alto, any of these in any of these security softwares. We had our API integrations so that customer could see a single console. And then today is the era of AI resilience, where we are helping organizations bridge that gap of the trust layer which is there above the data fabrics layer and between the model layer. And that precisely brings us you do one of the biggest acquisitions which we did in 2025, about 6 months back, for a company called Security AI. We acquired that company for about 1.7 billion US dollars to form a company which is called Data AI Trust Company. And what was the thesis behind this acquisition? I'll take a minute to explain you that. If you look at any particular AI stack, we have GPUs, NVIDIAs, where we operate at that particular layer at the compute, And I remember a quote from Sam Altman, who eventually said, it's all about, compute and intelligence will become a commodity, but what will remain relevant is the data which is getting fed into this particular layer. And above the data fabrics where we have snowflakes and data fabrics companies, and above that we have the model layers where we have orchestration, application layers which are built over it. Before that, we are trying to develop a AI trust layer so that we know the data which is getting fed into any kind of LLMs and the business outcomes which will get delivered are trusted. And this is called as data AI trust layer. What we do here, we have a single platform. You could have various companies who are operating on security, on governance, on compliance, on privacy, on resilience. But we are getting together all into a single platform, and this is what we call as data AI command platform. On the right hand side, left hand side is what Veeam represents today. We are merging the two platforms together to give customers an experience of something which is secure data AI platform, where the customers would have a visibility of a single console with both data protection, security, governance. So eventually, customers, we are trying to not just protect and restore, but also govern the data. It's completely a 360-degree life cycle of a data which customers would be able to experience with data AI command graph. We have a new era of opportunities. We have a new precision of data which will get fed into various models which are being developed by organizations. We have an opportunity to do it with something which we call as data command graph. Data command graph is kind of a visible and an intelligence graph. What does it do? It precisely captures the data which is getting generated across various kinds of sources in an organization. How that data is flowing from the point of generation, who should have those entitlements, who should have those access to that data. Is there any point where this data is getting compromised? That particular visibility of the data flow within a customer's environment is something which is driven by data AI command graph. And this, along with our Veeam resiliency platform, we are ensuring that customers have a very secured, safe AI platform where data is uninterrupted, outcomes are uninterrupted, and the organizations never face any kind of discontinuity in their business outcomes. We also have something which is, very, very important in terms of how organizations look at their respective, data resiliency, acceptability. Many organizations today feel that they are very much equipped with any kind of ransomware attacks, any kind of AI attacks which happen. But are they really prepared for it? So we have something which is called as data AI security maturity model. It's kind of a workshop which we do in large enterprise or any kind of customers who want to do it. It's a workshop, it's a technology workshop where we have different pillars of how we assess the resiliency capability of a particular customer's environment, whether they are really resilient in terms of any kind of customer, ransomware attack which happens for their organizations, for their data. It's not just Veeam's platform, or it's not just about Veeam certifying it. It's in a collaboration with McKinsey, it's in collaboration with Microsoft, it's in collaboration with Manchester University and Veeam. All these 4 organizations coming together to develop this data security AI maturity model, where we give a very certified reasoning about, under various scenarios, how customers' environment or customers' organizations are resilient for any kind of ransomware attack. That is the workshop which we do in large enterprises. It helps customers also accept where are the gaps and how Veeam solutions are able to bridge those gaps. So this is a very important workshop which I would request to please talk about it, take it to your customers, because when we do this, opportunities as well as the customer trust, because we are not selling a product here, we are selling a confidence to the customers that whether their organizations are resilient or not. And this is something which probably today CTOs, CISOs look forward to it. So very important, a maturity model workshop which we have and which we can speak to any of the large customers. I would just leave you with a thought wherein, Veeam, always known as a backup and, a replication, a restore company, is not just about backup and replication. It's much more than that. It's more about cloud mobility. It's more about our SaaS platform, which is there, where we can keep one of the copies on the cloud. It's about cloud storage. It's about hybrid cloud. It's about safe and AI platform. So thank you so much. That was all from my side. I hope we are able to talk and engage in any of the opportunities which we have. Thank you so much.